Good evening. Thank you for tuning in for another VarAC Wednesday video. My name is Jason Johnson, amateur radio operator, Kilo 3 Juliet, Sierra Juliet. And on behalf of myself and Mark Rosnick, welcome to our Week 26 recap. This past week, we celebrated Halloween on past Friday, which is a kind of fun holiday where kids can dress up in costumes and go door to door to trick-or-treat and get some candy. So it's a fun time of the year here in the United States with a lot of fall festivals, things to do outdoors. And actually recording this video outdoors this evening. So let's start off by going over what is VarAC. So VarAC is an application, and VarAC Wednesday is a group of operators who are passionate about using this application to connect with one another. You can use this to communicate on HF, UHF, or VHF bands, and you can send messages to other operators. You can exchange files, and you can also log in and chat with one another. VarAC also supports emergency communications with a variety of different features, such as passing of forms, as well as sending bulletins and alerts. And VarAC also supports beaconing, so you can see who's online. You can relay messages through other stations, so it's really a great application. So with VarAC Wednesday, we meet every Wednesday on the radio bands, and operators will send us a check-in message to our Gmail box. We will tabulate those results and post them on our website, and we also post those on social media channels. And our goal, Mark and my goal, is to increase the awareness and usage of the VarAC application and then promote operators growing in their experience and confidence using the application. Not only do we have the VarAC Wednesday event, we also have special events throughout the year to promote different things. We had a birthday event for the VAR application October, and we have been engaging the community about a game that we're releasing for VarAC called SUPERSTATION. This is a global game that anybody can play, and you have the opportunity to build your ham radio superstation, and you can virtually upgrade your various components of your station. You use the broadcast feature of VarAC to roll the dice, and based upon what you roll, you can unlock upgrades to your station and get points. And then also, there's an element to the game that if you make QSOs with other operators, you get points for any QSO that's over 10 minutes. And we also have a multiplier based upon the maximum distance that you've made for all your QSOs. So it's a fun way to engage with the VarAC application, as well as meet other operators online and get to know them via QSO chat. So I'll be giving an update about the status of SUPERSTATION and our plans for the public release here in November. But first, I just want to encourage you to join us tomorrow on Wednesday, November the 5th, and send your check-in message. You can find directions on how to do that on our website or by scanning the QR code. Follow information on social media on the Facebook group, and I would encourage you to join the Telegram channel. And with that, let's go ahead and do the Week 26 recap. Week 26 was another week that the community continues to impress Mark and myself. I think this is our highest operator count ever, 235 operators, up 16 from the previous week. We had 25 operators log in for the first time. That's 4 up. And then total this week, we had 100 email gateways, which that may be our record. I have to go back and look at those, but we're up 19 gateways from the previous week. We encourage operators to check in with their GPS coordinates via the GPS loc tag that you can insert into your check-in message. And this last week, we had 123 GPS check-ins from operators. That's up 14. And last week, we passed the 50% mark in terms of percentage of total check-ins with GPS. And we raised that bar again, another 2%. So now 52% of all check-ins operators are checking in with GPS, which is great. I alluded to the different events that we do throughout the year. One that we recognize operators is we offer the Pioneer Award. This is given to any amateur radio operator who checks into VarAC Wednesday at least 20 times in 2025, which is our inaugural year. And if you've done that, we recognize you as a pioneer. And at the end of the year, you can apply to our website and we'll grant you a certificate that we'll be emailing to you. Then you can post on your QRZ page or your station or wherever you'd like to share that on your social media channels. So I'm glad to announce we welcome our new pioneers. We had a lot of pioneers this past week who completed 20 successful check-ins thus far. And those operators are Juliet India 1, Bravo Queen Whiskey, Jean, Kilo 9 Alpha Hotel Oscar, Brian, Kilo 9 Alpha Juliet Charlie, Alan, Kilo India 5 Victor Yankee Mike, Pete, November 1 RDN, Dennis, November 8 Uniform Oscar, Michael, Oscar Hotel 6 Charlie Romeo Uniform, Oliver, and Zulu Sierra 6 Kilo Bravo Sierra, Cobus. So welcome to our new pioneers. And for those of you who are continuing to pursue this award, we have 9 weeks left in the year. So we're down to double digits, from double digits to single digits in terms of weeks. Be sure to check out the website for where you stand in terms of total check-ins and keep up the check-ins every week. We really appreciate you guys being there. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the operators who checked in for the first time this past week. Okay, really appreciate everyone who checked in for the first time this week, as well as those who've returned to check in each week. It was definitely that you guys make the community vibrant, not only by checking in each Wednesday, but also by helping one another with a lot of great support on social media, as well as Telegram. So please keep up the good work and keep making this a positive environment for everyone. All right, let's go ahead and go through a beta update for SUPERSTATION. So I recently released version 0.7.1.3 to the beta testing team. And some enhancements that were made in this release is when you launch SUPERSTATION, it will auto-detect if you have VarAC running, and it will pre-populate your call sign, grid square, and location of the SQLite database, which has all your chat messages in it. I updated the QSO alert to provide a little bit more information when you make a successful QSO over 10 minutes to kind of give information about that QSO. I added a feature that will allow you to select the start and end date for when you want to have the SUPERSTATION scoring occurring. The previous release, it went from the first of the month to the last day of the month, and now this gives you the option of picking any date within a month, or if you want to cover multiple months to see how your SUPERSTATION is doing over those time periods, you can do that as well. I do have a release that I'm working on right now. It's version 0714, and there are a couple bug fixes that I needed to make. The first one is there's a date picker for your start and end date. And I forgot to include a check that that the start date is less than the end date. So I went ahead and fixed that bug. Thank you, Mark, for pointing that out. Another operator, highlighted that they attempted to load SUPERSTATION, but it didn't work. And they also highlighted that they attempted to load SUPERSTATION, but it didn't work. So using the VarAC launcher, and it wasn't working properly. So this is a bug. I do recognize that some operators may want to load SUPERSTATIon at the start when their computer boots up via the Windows startup, or maybe there's a batch file that they're using. So I went ahead and I fixed that bug and tested that, so that is now working properly. Also just got a bug report this morning where the operator completed a QSO and the GUI updated to show the max distance. And then he did a ping of another station, and that distance was far greater than what the QSO was. And on the display, the max distance displayed the distance of the QSO. I have looked at the code. I believe I've identified the issue. I left out a criteria by not checking the QSO duration. So I'm going to be adding that in to fix that bug. There's a couple usability things. These not necessarily are not bugs, but they're making things more consistent. The first one is the roll result. I output if you had a successful roll to upgrade your station equipment, and if it was unsuccessful. So when you were successful, the equipment name appeared in uppercase, and an unsuccessful roll appeared in lowercase. So I've updated the program to make the lowercase letters uppercase to make that consistent. I've also updated the roll result box, which is at the bottom of the GUI, to share more information about why the upgrade was not successful. And recall with the app, there are 4 levels of equipment. And if you've already upgraded to, say, level 3, and then you roll a level 2, that will not result in an upgrade because 2 is less than 3. So I do provide more information on that to make it more clear to the operators. And also, Mark pointed out whenever you reset the game, so say, for example, you're testing some things and you reset it, the status bar at the bottom was not clearing. So I went ahead and I fixed that. So when you do a reset, that message clears. There are some enhancements, additional enhancements I have made in version 7.14, and these have been completed. The first is the auto launch, which gives you the ability to auto launch SUPERSTATIon with VarAC. You can also launch it with Windows Startup or a batch file. One of the operators has kind of highlighted that he leaves his station unattended quite a bit, and there are stations that connect with him. And recall the purpose of SUPERSTATIon is to encourage human-to-human communication. So I've went ahead and added an algorithm to the program that will auto-score whether or not your QSO is human-to-human or human-to-machine. So nothing, no action to be taken on your part on this. There's no need to confirm the QSO is human-to-human. The algorithm will automatically detect that and award you points for it. If the QSO is not a human-to-human QSO, you will not be getting points for that call. I also made an update where before you could do the roll command, which will give you a chance to upgrade your station. You could do either all capital roll or lowercase. That did cause a little bit of confusion because the overwhelming majority of tags in VarAC are all uppercase. So I've removed the case of allowing lowercase or even mixed case characters. So now to roll, you have to do all caps roll. And then finally, we have put a limit on the number of rolls that you can do per day. During beta testing, that was unlimited to have the testers exercise all the functionality of SUPERSTATIon. But now that we've kind of worked out all that information and resolved issues that have come up, we are going to be restricting your SUPERSTATIon to only allowing 3 rolls per day for chances to upgrade. Mark and I have done some modeling of this, and based upon the 4 positions, the equipment positions, as well as 4 levels, we estimate it's going to take around 30 rolls in order to max out your SUPERSTATIon. So definitely, it does add an element of chance where it's a little bit more difficult to upgrade your station. but we do believe operators will have a very good chance, high level chance of maxing out your SUPERSTATION. A couple of other enhancements in the works. One of the users reported that the QSO alert, he has a 2-monitor system, and that alert was not showing on his primary monitor where SUPERSTATION was. So I'll be working to fix that issue. I have added a terms of use dialog box that will pop up, and users will be required to confirm terms of use for using SUPERSTATION. And then the final element I'll mention is I will be updating SUPERSTATION to provide an opportunity to output a log or Calabreo output. I think I misspelled that, but basically a log output. The final thing I'll say is version 7.14 will be our first public release, and my goal is to get these remaining items finished in the next couple weeks, and the goal is to release SUPERSTATION to general public in November. So we could not have done this, Mark and I could not have done this without the beta test team. I would very much like to acknowledge all your support and all the great feedback that you've done and the amount of time that you put into doing this beta testing. Without you, we could not make SUPERSTATION be what it is today. So thank you very much for your support, and we look forward to continuing to work with you as well as the community to make additions to this application. So week 27 ahead, November the 5th is already November the 5th in some places in the world. And don't forget to check in to VarAC Wednesday. Send your check-in message. For SUPERSTATION, please continue to watch the social media channels on Facebook, Telegram, as well as subscribing to this YouTube channel. And we will be releasing more information on SUPERSTATION. And definitely when we have the public release, we'll have a lot of information going out on that. And with that, thank you very much for tuning in. This has been a little bit longer video than normal with the SUPERSTATION update, so thank you for watching to the end. And we trust that you all are doing well and you're having a good fall if you're in the northern hemisphere, and a good warmer time of the season in the southern hemisphere. So this has been Jason, Kilo 3 Juliet, Sierra Juliet, and until next time, 73.